Hi, okay, good morning. Today we're going to talk about a new thing that you can try if you're in a flare or you're having a lot of symptoms come rushing in seemingly out of nowhere, right? Your symptoms are lower and then they go to high, and what you can try. Okay, so you may have things that you do in that flare, whatever resonates with you. Maybe you dump your face in ice, or maybe you use a certain essential oil, or you have a shower or a heating pad, or you eat a certain food, or you try to do a certain thing, or you stretch, or whatever it is that you feel. Maybe you do sort of like pressure points and massage pressure points, or I don't know what you do, because I don't know what your symptoms are and I don't know what your sort of comforts are of the things that have worked in the past. But when a flare hits, when symptoms arise, I want you to take a step back. Mentally put up the stop sign in your mind and say, oh, try this. I know this is going to sound really weird, right? Because, come on, when you're in the flare, you're just in the throes of it and you're totally sinking down. I get it. And you're in so much pain or agony. Your symptoms are going crazy and you almost can't look away from them, okay? And it's very hard. I know we've been working at creating our new identity, our healed identity. But when you're in the throes of major symptoms that require all your attention and focus and to like almost bear down on them in order to survive or get through, in this situation, it's almost impossible to not be riveted to them and not look at them, even though we know that's the wrong thing to do. They almost require our full attention in order to get through. We succumb to it. There's nothing else we can do. We can't look to our future anymore, and we certainly can't feel it. We can't feel anything good or happy or that's not filled with pain or suffering. I understand. But when you're in this flare, I want you to try this. Put up your hand like a stop sign and remind yourself, I'm in a flare. I'm having a major symptom. This is my practice opportunity. So I want you to now look at your symptoms or flares or bad days as practice opportunities. So I know this sounds weird, but mentally, if we can't stay in the place of our future healed self, and that we can't feel that positivity or like we're going to be healed, and we just can't do it, we can do the second best thing. Okay, sometimes we just can't do that. I get it. You can do it when you're having a medium day, and you can do it when you're having a good day, and you can have it at certain times, but you can't have it all the time when you're in the middle of the throes of the worst symptoms and suffering. I get it. But we can do the second best thing. And the second best thing is just to accept that this practice opportunity is here. Never call it a setback, never call it symptoms, never call it a flare, never call it a bad day, whatever. Accept that this practice opportunity is here. And the only thing that we can do is fully accept. Not that you're going to be sick, not that you have symptoms, not accept this condition that you're in, not accept anything about this, because yes, I understand you want to heal. But all we are doing is accepting that we're having a practice opportunity. That's all you need to do. I accept that this practice opportunity is here. Now, what is the best thing to do when you're in a practice opportunity? Because we can't look at our future self, because we can't stay in that healed identity, which is the most ideal, number one thing to do. And if there's any way you can get to that spot, that is the ideal thing that you want to do. But if you can't, the second best thing is just to detach. So, yes, I fully accept that this practice opportunity is here today. I'm going to go through my routine. Maybe I have a shower, maybe I go for a walk, maybe I do a certain stretch, or I do a certain massage, or if I'm coming under, sometimes it's hard to just totally ignore. Maybe I distract myself, maybe I do this, maybe I do that. Whatever it is that you do, there's no judgment. But don't do it from a place of trying to fix it, desperate to fix it, desperate to make it stop, hopelessness and helplessness that this will never end. We have to do it with detachment. So I fully accept that this practice opportunity is here, and I fully detach from any emotion that will pull me under. So it's not that you want to detach from the emotion and the sadness and the hopelessness of it all, because your body actually does want you to feel those emotions and the pain and the suffering. But when you let it pull you under into your old identity, into this sick identity, then you have failed. So even though you can't be in the healed identity because it's too hard, the best you can do is not slide back into this sick identity. So basically your job is to stay neutral. You step back, you take the role of observer. So you almost step out of your body, you look at it from a person looking down, watching you, watching yourself, watching the situation, watching the this movie play out, and watching your practice opportunity. In this practice opportunity, you're just still going to go about doing everything that you would normally do, to try to fix it, but not with a sense of urgency, not with a sense of desperation. Just, I'm going to try this, then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and if that doesn't work, I'm going to do this. And if none of those things work, I'm just going to lay down and go to sleep and call it a day and wake up tomorrow. Right? So we're going to do them. Yep. I'll try things that have worked in the past, but you're moving slower. You slow your mind so that your mind isn't racing, swirling, or starting to think, how can I fix this? How can I solve this? You let go of the fact that you can solve it. You're just going to do a few things that could help you in the situation to alleviate things, but it's not from desperation. It's not to try to cure it or solve it. It's just to help to take the edge off and to see if you can do it all from a detached point of view, a neutral point of view. And when it passes and you never identify with the symptoms or the flare or the bad day or whatever, it's just a practice opportunity to help you not identify, to help you stay neutral, to help you just be the observer and to stay detached. So that's what this practice opportunity is for. As soon as it passes, maybe it's the next morning, maybe it's the next day, maybe it's a few days from now, whatever. As soon as it passes, you congratulate yourself. You say, see, I am healed. I'm fully healed. As soon as you can do that, you immediately take the healed identity. You bathe yourself in, I'm healed, I'm whole. That was an interesting practice opportunity. And then you say, how did I do? And now you can grade your practice opportunity. You take a pen and a paper, and this is like an important part. Don't skip this part because this will help to cement in what you're doing. Take your pen and your paper and say, during that practice opportunity, was I able to be neutral? Check it if you were. Was I able to stay detached? Check it if you were. Did I do things that were good for my body? Things that would soothe me, things that made me feel good, things that were healthy for me in a desperate way? Did I do them slowly, methodically, without attachment or the need to fix this? Yes or no? Right? Was I able to not slide back into the sick identity? Yes or no? Was I able to just stay neutral and stay detached until the point when it passed that I could take up the healed identity again? Yes or no? So those questions are very important. And then you kind of grade yourself and you see, how did I do? And if you totally failed, that's what you need to practice that is your test. That's your test from the universe. That's what you need to practice as you go through these practice opportunities. They're no longer bad days, sick identity, flares, whatever. They are now simply practice opportunities to practice what you need to learn in this life in order to be healed, which is to grab onto the good whenever you can, to grab onto the healed identity, your new identity, and we'll talk more about that, about how do we create this amazing new healed identity. But we're never going to grab onto that sick identity. So I understand sometimes we cannot stay riveted to this healed identity. We cannot feel it. It's totally gone from us when we're enveloped in this. But all the best we can do is mentally stay neutral and work on those questions that I just posed to you. Can we handle it in that manner? And if we can, you are one step closer to healing, because as soon as you can let go of the sick identity, it won't come anymore. The sick identity will go, it will fade, it won't be there. So that is our second best thing that we can do in a practice opportunity. That is the second best thing that we can do. And so from now on, flare, setbacks, all those things, all those bad days, they don't become part of your vocabulary anymore. And we're never ever going to identify with that. So just being neutral is the second best thing we can do. And it will move you closer to one day being able to just stay in the healed identity. I understand right now you can't. Maybe you can't on certain days, and that's okay. That's okay. Don't beat yourself up over it. Just do the second best thing you can do, which is to stay neutral, to stay detached, and accept that this practice opportunity is here for now. Okay, I hope this helped.